The mother of all FOMO is coming for Tesla stock, and it's so close yet so far away, but we can taste it. And no, I'm not talking about what happened on Thursday and Friday where the stock went up 15%, 16%, that we're almost at $400 per share. No, this is not FOMO. This is just the stock catching up to where it needs to be. And some of the interesting findings that I have here, you will be very, very intrigued on how everything is lining up for the greatest FOMO of all time. In other words, Tesla stock, the mother of all FOMO, is coming. And I hope you guys are ready. I've been talking about this for some time, but we're getting so close to it. And let's break this down because we got some really interesting things. And I've been talking about it a lot too because they're significant and you'll see the correlation between it because it's insane. This is how I know it's coming. The massive FOMO is coming. So smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get down to it. Now guys, Tesla already had two major FOMOs. Now of course there's been FOMOs in between those FOMOs, but two massive ones. And then later on was justified by the earnings and it will happen again. And I'll get to that in a bit. Let's take a look at Tesla stock for the full max, the full history since IPO. And you'll know what I mean. So the first FOMO happened in 2013 and 14 where the stock was around $2, $3. And then the Model S came out and it was the first electric car that actually showed a gross profit. So that stock went up 600%. I mean, that's an insane amount of percentage. I mean, a company that wasn't still making profit, but the first ever electric vehicle was making gross profits should not be going up 600%. But it did go up 600% from $2 all the way up to $18. And how do I know this was FOMO? Was because the stock was trading flat for 5 years. And in fact, if you held on to the peak of 2014 all the way to the low of 2019, you would have been down 20%. Bruh. Like imagine holding an investment for 5 years and you were down on it. Like, that's a very, very bad investment. That's how you know it was pretty much FOMO and the fundamentals were catching up to that stock price. So 5 years of sideways action, and this is something that Tesla has always been doing. It jumps up and then it trades sideways for a period of time so the fundamentals can catch up. Well, what would have happened if you would have held one more year? It roared, and this is when Tesla was actually showing profits as a company and the stock roared. Look at this flippin' FOMO. It went up more than 2,000%, nearly almost 3,000%. This was an insane jump. But the FOMO, when I remember it, I started investing in the stock in 2020. I remember in 2021 where everyone was like talking about, the stock's gonna be, the world's most valuable company then, even though it's just for autos, and everyone was so bullish. Hertz made a $100,000 EV order, Tesla order, and the stock went up to all-time highs to 414 at that time. It was an insane time. Anything tiny good about this company set the stock going up 10-20% the next day. It was insane. The FOMO was real. People were missing out, fear of missing out, and they were buying. Then it dipped all the way down to $100 per share, from 400 to 100, wiping out 80% of gains. And that's how you know it's FOMO. When it goes up that high and crashes that much, that's how you know people were panic buying and they were full of FOMO, and then it crashes 80%. A company like Tesla that reaches $1 trillion market cap and then going down to being valued of 300 billion, or less than that actually, it's 100% FOMO. People were panic selling when they were panic buying. They pretty much bought at the top and sold at the bottom, but then it bounced back and pretty much were sticking sideways even until, we did reach an all-time high of 480 when Trump got elected. But other than that, we're still trading sideways until now. But now, things are changing. So many elements are lining up perfectly. The catalysts are insane. And the next phase of Tesla is gonna be very profitable, hyper growth. And the FOMO is going to be insane. I don't think any of us are ready for it. I'm predicting that the next FOMO is gonna be much bigger than this. So remember guys, the first FOMO, the first massive jump, it went from $2 to $18. around a 600% jump. The second jump, or FOMO, I like to call it here, they went from $12 all the way to $414, nearly a 3,000%. I'm guessing the next FOMO, and again, it's not financial advice, but I'm just guessing the next FOMO is going to be similar or more in the growth of percentage, 3,000% growth. And if Tesla grows 3,000% from now, I think the market cap is around almost 1.4, 1.3 trillion. That is a market cap of 25 trillion, which aligns with what Elon Musk is saying on how Tesla will be valued once Optimus comes in and everything, upwards of 30 trillion. If it hits 30 trillion, then we're looking at more than a 3,000% gain, which is bigger than the second wave of FOMO. The third one, again, it's going to be insane. It's also important to note, guys, that the massive jump that we had in the second wave, in the second FOMO from $12 to $414, there was a lot of stimulus is going out, free money going out. We had interest rates going down. So that also fueled it, which also fueled this. And so that's how we got to that massive jump. But the third wave, in my opinion, is going to be a much bigger jump. And how do I know it's going to be a much bigger jump? It's because of this right here, Elon's compensation package. Take a look at this, guys, because there's a big correlation here between this and the stock. And the correlation is flippin' eerie. And it's insane. And this is how I know that I think we're going to reach this 8.5 trillion valuation in the next 3 years, not 5 years. Because it's just the timing and history is insane. Check this out, guys. So in 2012, and this came out in June 2012, we had the first ever compensation package through Tesla to Elon. He had to go through 10 trenches. That was 4 billion increase in the market cap. So pretty much bring the stock to over $50 billion in valuation. And June of 2012, where the stock was around $2, it only took 15 months for Elon to achieve this. 15 months. Like, that is insane. And then Elon got his compensation package of whatever it was. The second compensation package was made in 2018, where pretty much the year where Tesla was going bankrupt, right? Or would have almost went bankrupt, but then Elon pulled it out. And I think this was one of the biggest incentives why he did it. But he had to make the company worth 650 billion or 600 billion. And he got this compensation package on January 2018. So if we look at the chart from January 2018, the first peak we had, which was before the COVID dip, it took nearly almost 24 months. So the first one took 15 months, and the second compensation package took almost 25 months, a little less than that. So from 15 to 24 months, there's this correlation that once Elon gets what he or signs or the shareholder votes approves the compensation package, he goes demon mode on it. And guess what? We have the third compensation package right here, and it's insane. 1 trillion. Bring the company to 8.5 trillion valuation. And here's the thing, guys. When Tesla reaches 8.5 trillion, it's going to go beyond that. 12 trillion, 15 trillion. Because if Elon's going to sell 1 million bots, if Tesla's going to sell 1 million bots, they're going to sell 10 million. If they have 1 million robotaxis, they're going to have 10 million robotaxis. It's onwards and that. It's insane. Like, I'm so excited. And that's why I think the mother of all FOMO is coming. In fact, this compensation package is so detailed. I mean, take a look at this. Look at the milestones on how it's played out. Not only does Elon have to hit these milestones in market cap, but he also has to hit these operational milestones hand in hand. Of course, not exactly 2 trillion and then 20 million vehicles deliveries. The valuation can hit 5 trillion and then get to 20 million vehicle deliveries and all that kind of stuff. But it's clear. Hit all these market cap milestones and hit all these operational milestones. 400 billion in adjusted EBITDA is absolutely insane. And this is going to bring, if Tesla does this, 400 billion, the valuation is not going to be 8.5 trillion. It's going to be double that, more than double that. I made a podcast with Joe. We were talking about this, and it was a flipping an awesome podcast. You all need to check it out. But he has to do all this. And here's the crazy part. The last 2 trenches, which goes up by 1 trillion, it's tied to a succession plan. So he has to have someone to make sure that if he goes away or something happens to him, this person can take the flipping lead. And the craziest part is Elon Musk agreed to this. Now we have to agree to it in November. And I know it's going to get passed because this is in everyone's benefit. I just don't see how this is not going to get passed. It's literally in everybody's benefit. So this is why I think once this gets passed, I think by end of the year, Tesla can reach my price target of 575 as well as get the FOMO up and running if there's no black swan event. If there is, the V-shaped recovery is going to be absolutely insane, or the recovery is going to be absolutely crazy once it goes back up. Again, the mother of all FOMO is coming and the ingredients are right. We have robo-taxis that's going to impact the top and bottom line next year. And we have Optimus coming in the next few years after that or whatever. Optimus is whatever. It's a big deal, but the robo-taxi is a much bigger focus for me than anything else. So Q3 is going to be awesome, Q4 is going to be awesome, but next year and the year after that is going to be insane. And once we get this passed, my God, you're not ready for what's about to happen. And I'm flipping excited. Sheesh! And if you guys think the latest run-up, the recent run-up is FOMO, it's not. It's not. Institutions are buying. People are now looking at this stock going like, oh wait, it's going up. Should I buy in? Should I jump in now? I sold at 200. Should I buy at 400? Right? They're looking at this, and this is not FOMO. They're thinking about it, but FOMO will happen once we reach over all-time high. That's when FOMO will start to happen, but that's not the mother of all FOMOs though. But it's coming. It's coming. So right now, the stock that's going up, it's catching up to what Tesla should be. And it looks like what Wall Street is really doing is pulling the 1-year growth forward. They don't want to be surprised like how Nvidia surprised them. They're pricing some stuff in. And it's good to see because I think Tesla should be valued in the 500s in my opinion today. They should be. Yes, the EPS and stuff, it's not that great, but you got to be forward looking. Robo-taxis, energy, all these other elements that are coming in. It's again, aligned perfectly with Tesla. And that's what Wall Street is buying. They're buying. So it's not FOMO. They're just catching up to the fundamentals. And I know the PE is high, but it's always been high with Tesla. It's never going to be low once they're matured. And I think they won't be matured until the next 20 years, in my opinion. So has Tesla stock reached a turning point? Yes, it has. Of course, we may have some correction here and there. But going forward, because Q3 is going to be great, Q4 is going to be great, 2026 is going to be awesome. And I think the turning point has started. Joe and I talk about this in the latest podcast. And if you guys haven't watched it, I don't know what you guys are doing. Check it out with a bag of popcorn. It's good stuff. Subscribe, guys. Become a channel member. It's a way of supporting me. You guys get exclusive content and early access to podcasts. Only $2 a month. Love you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.